Hello. So I have this Lenovo computer, pretty decent machine, but you can see here that the whole mount assembly for the hinge, it all let loose. So what I'm going to do in the next little bit here is I got some epoxy, and it's just this JB Weld. I got some hardener and some activator, and then I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to actually just fortify this whole area all the way back in here, all the way back, so that we have some kind of structural support for those hinges, because boy, those spring on is, the tension on it is pretty strong. And then I'm also going to do the other side too, because this side is still good, but it's just not strong enough. Like, it just wasn't designed to take that kind of a beating. The switch on this one kind of got affected because this is the back end of where the switch assembly fits in, but I should be able to figure something for it, because other than that it sort of works. So I'll figure it out. It'll just be in a different hinge point, and I'm sure it'll be just fine. So I'll mix this up and put the epoxy in there. 24 hours later, this whole bezel will be stronger than it's ever been. So anyways, that's it for now. Hello. Okay, we did the repairs on this Lenovo laptop, and as you can see here, let me just back out here a bit. I was able to fill in a lot of those honeycombs right around where the mount screws go. You can see that they're filled in pretty good with epoxy. That just gives it so much more strength there, because yeah, they kind of put these thin little walls there to kind of fortify it, but it's just not strong enough. That's the tension on those springs is huge, right? And then this side here, the side that was actually broken, I was able to put the epoxy, and I also put in a little piece of 20 gauge wire, one right in the crease there where it was broken before the keyboard, and one right there just to give it some little bit of extra. And then of course I assembled the switch system back in there, but it's not as long as it used to be. But I was able to get in some of the honeycombs in here. I wanted to leave clearance for that switch, but just kind of makes you wonder what they're thinking, you know. I mean, this switch could have gone anywhere, right? Why did it need to go right in the most tension demanding part of the laptop, right? But anyways, other than that, I really like the Lenovo design. The thing that if I'm going to say something bad about it, I might as well say something good about it. And the good thing I like about Lenovo is this is their DC power plug-in that ties into the motherboard. And look at that, hey, it's on this little pigtail, and then this just plugs into the main board, and you plug in your DC from there. That is outstanding. 100% reason to buy a Lenovo, because most of these high-end guys will design this structure right into the motherboard. So now, just every day plugging it in 5-10 times a day, it gets so much use that it wiggles and wiggles and wiggles and wiggles and wiggles itself loose, so that now the motherboard itself is damaged. As far as this goes, the structure here, I don't know if it was dropped or whatever, but it's easily fixable, you know. Like, it's just some epoxy, right? Some JB Weld, and you just mix it up on a plate and scoop it all in there. It'll be 12 hours before it gets fully solid, but I did also, you know, kind of dry fit everything to just kind of see my clearances, you know, before I actually got the epoxy on there. And I was able to, you know, ascertain, you know, exactly how much epoxy I can actually put, because you don't want to put too much and then it blocks the assembly of the fans, etc. This is the cooler for the CPU, which just sits right like that, and it's so easy to just remove the fan from it and swap it out if the fan burns out. So again, Lenovo did outstanding with that type of a design aspect, you know, because, well, what's this, you know, a $10 or $12 fan? I don't like that it only has one memory slot on it, but you know, for what it does, I'm very surprised how well it is designed overall. I always like, well, I like Lenovo now. I didn't like them before, but I like them now. And that's that. So tomorrow this will be all sealed up. This whole structure will be fortified, and we can assemble this laptop and throw an operating system on it, and should be good to go. Good for quite a while. Hello. This is the Lenovo laptop. Let me zoom out here. I ended up picking it up for 60 bucks because this whole system over here for the hinge was all broken. But what I did is I filled in all the cavities with some epoxy, and then I built it out to probably about here with epoxy underneath there, and it seems to work pretty good. And I ended up having a spare 7mm hard drive, just a 320, which worked good. And then I was staring at it, and look at that. There's a spot for mSata drive. I mean, for 60 bucks, it worked out pretty good. Then I had 4 gig of RAM, so I'll probably bump that up to 8 at some point, but 4 seems to be working alright. It's a Samsung, so should be alright. Western Digital hard drive, and a Crucial solid state drive. And I just run Ubuntu on it, and it seems to be going pretty good. I'll probably get another fan at some point. I don't think this fan's working too good. It doesn't make a lot of noise when it's spinning, so I can't really tell when it's going. To just feel the warm air coming out the side. I'd like to hear some noise coming out of it, but other than that, I was able to fill in all those cavities with epoxy to really strengthen the whole core. And let's see here. Make sure I don't drop any more screws. I was able to put some epoxy on here just to strengthen this side piece here, right where the mount is by the hinge. Just to fill that in quite a bit, because give it as much support as we can. And then I'll show you how I put some epoxy on the front side to repair the PC. But I really gotta say, I mean for 60 bucks to get this i3 with mSata input and a hard drive, a disk drive on it, and Ubuntu just loaded like nothing. It seems to be going pretty good on it. It's really fast. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. Okay, back to the Lenovo S400 Touch. So this whole corner here looks like the laptop was busted. So I showed in the before how I filled epoxy all in there, and the on-off button was really sticky. I don't like that they would have designed an on-off button in such a major stress area of the laptop. Like I don't know, the on-off button could have pretty much went anywhere, off to the side or maybe over here. Like I don't know, we got lots of buttons here. Why couldn't they just wire it through so that you go Control Alt Delete Enter or something, and then wire a second switch on each of those that wouldn't need to be you know, a data switch, just more contacts than anything else. And then that way you get rid of this switch here, which is a major weak point in the whole structure of the way that this hinge system is mounted onto the whole machine. It's misfortunate that it fell and broke there, but it just really shows a structural issue that was unnecessary, I think. Anyways, I got some epoxy on here, and you can see it's pretty solid. So I got, you know, epoxy on the back, all on the back side here. Epoxy probably comes up to about here, and then I put some metal in there, some pieces of wire just to give it some extra strength, kind of like rebar and concrete, and it's very solid. I actually have this the switch here now. I set it up, so I took it out and then I actually filed it, so now it's loose in there. It's not actually tied to anything. They had these 2 pieces of plastic tying it in, but this way it's just loose and it pops on its own, and the machine boots up very quick with a solid state drive. I'm just running Ubuntu right now, and it's very quick. So I didn't know what to do with that solid state drive anyways, but you can tell that it's almost ready to go. Like as soon as it goes to the first 5, it's already asking for the password, right? I'm just backing up here. And then you can see it comes up really good. And Ubuntu runs very well on this. It's such a well-rounded operating system that can do pretty much anything I want. I do still have my Windows machine for some stuff, but that's just because I'm not fully converted to all of the Ubuntu software, but I'm definitely moving that ways. Anyways, it works pretty good. Everything goes, keys work. I mean, for 60 bucks. How can you complain, right? So I can't complain, especially when I had all the spare parts to fix it, and a little bit of epoxy fixes it up. So I noticed there's a little crack on this side here, so I'll probably just do the same as I did here and just put some epoxy, butter it up all the way down this one side, probably for a couple inches, just to give it a little structural support. And then this little machine will keep me going for a while. And you can see the little light there, it's the switch, and now it's not tied to anything, it just floats in there. I had to take it out and actually file it so that it's smaller than the hole. It was pretty tight in there, and there was this little piece of plastic, a little fork that kind of sat to align it, which didn't make much sense because it's already in a hole that's aligning it anyways. But anyway, it works pretty good. And I just go over here, and it shuts down pretty quick. Look at how fast it'll shut down here. This gets through 4 cycles and then it's already shut down. So I'm very happy with this. It's got an i3 on it, and yeah, for 60 bucks, geez, you can't go wrong. I'll move all my stuff onto this little machine. It'll be my main machine for a while. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Lenovo, gotta say. Anyways, that's it.